Hello, everyone. My name is Doomnotron, and I'm here to review the movie Blue Beetle. Stop watching this review. Go watch it. That's how good it is. All right. Now that you're back, let me explain why this movie is so good. Usually, my reviews are a minute long or less, preferably less. But this movie's different. I gotta really talk about it. Number one, I am a person who didn't understand the hype behind Black Panther. All my black friends put Black Panther up there like in superhero movies, and to me it was just another movie. I really didn't understand why they related so much to this movie. After watching Blue Beetle, I understand why Black Panther is so important to them. There's a scene in this movie where they're talking about the dad and him having to working hard to get his family to the United States. And obviously in the movie, they're Mexican. I'm not Mexican, but I'm Salvadoran, and my mom is Salvadoran. And she had to work really hard to get my sisters from El Salvador to here. And she sacrificed a lot, especially during the Civil War in El Salvador, which was very dangerous, which relates to one of the villains here. If you're not Hispanic and you don't have that background in your family, Blue Beetle is going to be just another superhero film. But if that's something that's part of your identity and something that's happening in your family that you can relate to it, I think that's what happened with me in the Black Panther movie. I'm not black. I didn't grow up with those experiences that hit home in your heart and in your mind. And I think if you're not Hispanic, some of the stuff is not going to hit emotionally as hard as someone who has seen these things happen in your family. Blue Beetle those things aside, Blue Beetle just on its own is a great film. And I hate superhero movies. I don't like them. They're trying to just throw one-liners and it's basically like an amusement park. You get on one roller coaster, you see one explosion and another explosion. And there's some of that in this movie, but this movie has heart. It's one of the few times that you see in media nowadays, Hollywood media, the family being represented in a positive way. There's a mom, there's a dad, they're working together. Especially nowadays on this platform and on YouTube, you see a lot of that red pill and the blue pill. And, men are shitting on women and women are shitting on men. Men want to be high value and women want the bag and they're just trying to manipulate men. In this movie, you see the value of family. This is an important film. Even if you can't relate to a lot of the stuff that Hispanics will relate to, there's a lot of important things there. I'm going to criticize this movie for a few things, but this is a movie worthy to be seen. And I'm not a person, I like Batman. I like Superman. I never needed them to be Hispanic. I was one of those people, and probably in a way still am, that I just didn't understand. Why do you got to make the Little Mermaid black? Why do you got to make April O'Neil, who I love, black or Hispanic? Why do you got to make Spider-Man? Why do you have to make Miles Morales? I was someone who was critical of that. In a way, I still am, because there is a bit of pandering to it. But I understand that now. Writing a Hispanic character, and actually writing it well and knowing the background of what it is to be a Hispanic family and having to see some of the stuff. Again, the family in this movie is Mexican. I can't relate to the Mexican aspect of it. But as somebody who knows how much my mom had to sacrifice to do certain things, I'm not as critical anymore of, I understand now why a Black Little Mermaid would be important. I get that now. I get that now. And before I didn't. I usually just felt like it was pandering, and it probably still is. But that's something that I don't think I will ever criticize that again. I'm just going to go on the merit of the film, just period. Now, going into the film, the acting's good, the story's good. I'm going to go into the criticisms of this film that I do have. Some of them are nitpicky. Some of them are, nah, the story is stupid. All right, number one criticism. If you have alien technology, game-changing, this is a game-changing alien technology. Why? Why? This is the security. This is the security right here. I'm putting the most important thing in the universe behind a piece of paper. And someone can just go, I can't rip the Pokemon card, but the security in this freaking building is terrible. There should have been a much more difficult way to get this suit. It was stupid. That was dumb. That's number one. Number two, the CG. The CG is okay. In some aspects, it's really good. But if you've seen the Flash movie, you know those babies? How they look like crap? There's some flamingos in here. Bruh. They're terrible. And I think they knew they looked like crap, so they had them in the background. So that's like little nitpicky stuff. The third thing that I kind of really didn't like, even though it's not that bad, it's okay. It's the family. There's a certain part, I'm trying not to spoil it. There's a certain part where the family goes to help somebody. I'm sorry, bro. You have a septuagenarian, or however you say it, an old lady, a fat, out of shape George Lopez, kind of out of shape young girl, and a mom that literally did nothing, trying to be an action hero. They're lucky I like the film so much I overlooked it. But in the sequel, which I hope there's a sequel, less of that and more of this. What's great about this film? The transformations. The only thing that I can relate this to in terms of a transformation that will make you see like, that's epic. When Goku transforms into Super Saiyan, when he turns into the Blue Beetle for the first time, that shit looks dope. It's awesome. And the villain, Carapax or something like that, his first transformation into his little suit is epic. The action is very good. I don't want to keep on going because usually my reviews are only a minute or less long. This is going up almost to 10 minutes. Into the Spider-Verse, I went into, like I said, I don't like superhero movies. I went into the Spider-Verse, and when I came out and I came out of the movie theater, Miles Morales is him. It was the best superhero movie I've seen in a long time. This is better. I did not expect to say that. I did not go in there wanting this movie to be so great. I just went to see it because I like the guy from Cobra Kai. This is a better movie than Into the Spider-Verse. And if you're Hispanic, I hope you go and watch this movie. I hope you go and watch it. And that's not something that I would ever expect of myself to say. I don't like to really lean into my ethnicity. I believe in that MLK dream, you know. We don't see color anymore, and we just the content of your character. But this movie hits. If you're Hispanic, you're going to feel it. I love this film. Go watch it. Please support it, especially if you're Hispanic, Mexican, Salvadoran, Peruvian, Argentinian, whatever. Please go watch this movie.